LuSEEvo. See beyond the ordinary. Why is Leviticus considered one of the Bible's most difficult books to read? Why does it focus so heavily on sacrifices, purity, and religious laws? And what can a collection of ancient rituals still teach us today? In this episode, we'll explore the complete Book of Leviticus and discover why it became the spiritual and legal foundation of Israel's relationship with God. Context: Leviticus is the third book of the Bible. Its name comes from the Greek word referring to the Levites, the tribe responsible for religious duties in ancient Israel. Traditionally, the book is attributed to Moses and takes place while the Israelites are camped at Mount Sinai, shortly after the events of Exodus. Unlike Genesis and Exodus, Leviticus contains very little narrative. Instead, it is primarily a collection of laws, instructions, and rituals designed to shape Israel into a holy nation. The story. Leviticus begins by explaining the different kinds of sacrifices the Israelites are instructed to offer. These include burnt offerings, grain offerings, fellowship offerings, sin offerings, and guilt offerings. Each serves a different purpose, expressing worship, gratitude, repentance, or reconciliation. The book then describes the ordination of Aaron and his sons as Israel's first priests. Their role is to oversee worship, perform sacrifices, and teach God's laws to the people. Soon after, tragedy strikes. Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, offer what the biblical text calls unauthorized fire before God. According to the biblical account, they die immediately, emphasizing the seriousness with which sacred worship is presented throughout Leviticus. The book then turns to laws concerning ritual purity. It explains which animals may be eaten, how diseases affecting people or houses should be handled, and the procedures for purification after childbirth or illness. To modern readers, many of these regulations may seem unusual. Historical perspective. Many historians note that similar ritual and purity laws existed throughout the ancient Near East. While some regulations may also have had practical health benefits, most biblical scholars understand these laws primarily as religious symbols that distinguished Israel from surrounding nations. One of the most significant chapters describes the Day of Atonement, known in Hebrew as Yom Kippur. Once each year, the high priest enters the most holy place to seek atonement for the nation's sins. During this ceremony, one goat is sacrificed while another, the famous scapegoat, symbolically carries the people's sins into the wilderness. This ritual becomes one of the defining ceremonies of ancient Israelite worship. Leviticus continues with laws governing everyday life. The Israelites are instructed to care for the poor, deal honestly with others, respect parents, protect foreigners, and pursue justice. One of the book's best-known commandments appears here. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. This principle later becomes central in both Jewish and Christian teaching. The book also establishes religious festivals, the Sabbath year, and the Year of Jubilee, a remarkable system in which debts are forgiven, land returns to original families, and slaves are released, helping prevent permanent economic inequality. Historical perspective. Historians continue to debate how fully the Year of Jubilee was ever practiced. While its implementation remains uncertain, many scholars view it as one of the ancient world's most ambitious visions of social and economic restoration. Leviticus concludes by presenting blessings for obedience and warnings about the consequences of abandoning the covenant. The choice between faithfulness and disobedience becomes a recurring theme throughout the rest of the Old Testament. Think about it. Many readers see Leviticus as a book of rules. But perhaps its deeper question is this: can a society survive without shared values, responsibilities, and moral boundaries? Key takeaway: Leviticus is far more than a collection of ancient rituals. It defines what holiness, justice, responsibility, and worship looked like for ancient Israel. Whether viewed as sacred law, historical literature, or an important legal text of the ancient world, Leviticus reveals how one nation sought to build every aspect of life around its relationship with God. Wow! I didn't know that! And if you enjoy discovering the extraordinary, subscribe to LuSEEvo and see beyond the ordinary.